it's a very cute picture. So he's holding the rod in one hand, and he has this Apple Watch on in his other wrist, and he has a few other pictures here with his family and stuff like that. And then he says, you know what? I mean, I've basically now gotten into fishing lines, and I kind of spend my time there at by the sea and stuff like that when I'm doing my own stuff as well, because I've launched Fubu, and Fubu has grown into a big brand, and we are able to kind of take it further because we've already been involved in it for a long time, and I've had a daughter now, and I'm less involved with Fubu also because in real life his daughter was diagnosed with thyroid cancer diagnosis, and he has to spend less time with the family, and he has to spend more time with family and on her health and stuff. And at 50 through 53, he becomes more conscious about work life balance and stuff. We've been talking about work-life balance for a very long time, and I will remember when I was working for this one particular real estate company, and I was working for a mall where I had really exciting brands and stuff like that, and I'd been previously from branding and marketing and PR and stuff, and I'd worked like real long hours, and I'd worked on big brands, and I'd like worked on international clientele and stuff. And I moved on from there because I realized that it was a endless punishment to be working out of a basement and stuff. Rest of it is jazz, but the point is this, that work life balance is something which we'd been talking also when I was working for a mall, like I said, and we were all youngsters, and many of us were pretty well educated, highly experienced and stuff. And we had people from international brands and Indian MBAs and stuff like that. And we would discuss this regularly about work life balance and stuff, became a big deal and a topic of discussion from people later on and stuff. But my take on that was that, even if you're doing your work and stuff, rather than focusing only on the money or the salaries you earn, let us focus on the exposure you get. Let us look at what we are learning, and let us deliver whatever best we are given our chances to be here for. So it was a nice mall, and they were like 85 different brands. So they were retail outlets, there was a food court, and there were like interesting apparel shops, and there were a lot of exciting stuff and events and everything happening. It was really dynamic, it was really passionate, and I had become a consultant there, and I was very happy with what they were paying me because I was previously working for a real estate company, and I was less creative and stuff. And as a consultant, I enjoyed more because I got more exposure. So I traded basically a consultancy amount to kind of getting good exposure and building my acumen and my brand. And I also had a lot of experience and stuff. The place was like 1.5 hours away, far away, like in Kirti Nagar, and I used to go by this metro. And I got so used to the whole idea of traveling by metro that it took me like almost like 6 months to kind of get off the metro divide and get back into my life. So work-life balance doesn't just mean about the time you spend in the office. It also means other activities that you do. So which is travel, which is basically uh, being party to other activities. Let's say like this guy, he goes for fishing and stuff like that, and now he's looking after his family and his children and stuff. And he says, my only regret is that I should have spent more time with my family and less in the office and stuff like that. And my wife has a lot of complaints towards me and stuff, but we've kind of come to agreement that we both need to work together and focus more on the family and less on my work and her work and stuff. So he says, I have now had a separation, and I've learned from the mistakes of the first marriage. He and his ex-wife, with whom he has two daughters, got divorced in 2003. And he says, I admit I was not around as much as I should have been. My wife was busy on her own stuff and all that, and after many years of being married, we had a separation, we got divorced and stuff. And the lessons that I learned were to kind of be available to my family and to my children, because both of us were not available. So we've seen this in corona, and we see this regularly around also, that families have different cultures, and family have different expectations and requirements and stuff. So they're consistently questioning the whole idea of work-life balance. So work-life balance is definitely possible, provided you're a balanced person yourself. And if you're not balanced and you're flexible and you're a go-getter, or you're a dynamic person and you like to do a lot of things and stuff like that, a good idea is to kind of schedule yourself besides work, include other activities and other helpful stuff, which is, for example, in this case, fishing. You could have other hobbies, you could have places you explore, you could eat out, you could go to a library, You could catch up on your music, you can catch up on learning, you can join ballet, you can learn guitar, you can be in theater, you can learn drama, because when you're actively participating besides your work and stuff, you definitely get rejuvenated, and you have an identity besides the one that you carry to your office and at work. I mean, you can't be a founder or a CEO or a company owner all the time, and if you're going to be doing that, you're not going to have an easy life. And that's a question which I have so many times when I watch a lot of celebrities. They can't even go for a movie without getting uh, without being treated like a star, and there's no privacy and stuff. So the lucky side of being in the corporate world is that you don't have this kind of a hurdle and these kind of obstacles in your way, where even if you have to go, let's say, for a movie or shopping, you're kind of having an issue walk into a mall because people are so kind of in awe and kind of loving it about you and stuff. I'm talking about the established stars. I'm not talking about regular people, because our city and our country has many people who are models or whatever. They may be celebrities, but they live a regular life because people have seen enough of those. I'm talking about the bigger stars and stuff. So this is quite an inspiring read, because he's talking about the American way of life and stuff. And he says, my presence of work and of being involved in this activity, or being in fishing, has brought out a different adventurous and an exploring side of me, which I thought was blocked, and it was not there when I was working with my team and my brands and stuff. And he says, I've had so many lessons on the journey that I realized that the biggest achievement that I had is I kind of got into music, and I am in the hustle of kind of not just promoting my clothes and shoes to them, but I'm also kind of exploring, music, and I'm kind of creating my own podcast, and I'm doing a lot of other interesting stuff. So that's balance for me. When in the regular course of the day or of your work life and stuff, with the bigger goals, you also have an equal 60-40 percentage of this kind of stuff, where maybe you want to do a podcast, maybe you want to be a blogger, maybe you want to be into photography, maybe you want to be in writing, maybe you just want to kind of create and stuff. So if you have a flexible kind of an approach to the work you do, then it's going to be kind of making you more I won't say productive, but more efficient. You'll feel more creative, you'll feel more charged up. And like everybody else, there are certain days when the weather can get you, and people around can get you and stuff. And presentations, technical presentations, I work on those many a times. My brain kind of gets a little blocked, and I'm not able to think. So I kind of block myself off social media and phone and stuff. You have to do it. Everybody does it all across the world. I mean, all editorial companies, or you look at the likes of Warren Buffett, or you look at, let's say, actors, actresses, you look at media people, you look at editors, you look at social media strategists, you look at designers, you look at event managers, you look at people who are in their offices. They are all on computers, including engineers, including designers and stuff. So this whole idea of mental health, which is a concern, doesn't mean that you kind of look at computers in a negative manner. It just means switching off and balancing yourself and taking a breather and getting back. So take a walk, look at nature, enjoy a nice cup of amazing chai in India, which is so refreshing. And enjoy water, enjoy being dehydrated, take care of plants, walk, enjoy the beautiful scenery out of your window, go for a walk. If you want to take a short nap or something, like in my office after lunch, we have this chill zone where we kind of take a breather for 15 minutes. Do that. So it's to each one his own and stuff. So without really looking at just Shark Tank India, it's a great idea to also look at Shark Tank International, because they have so many international stories, will teach you even much more. And I'm sure they're glued into Shark Tank India as well. So it's both ways. We can learn from both sides of the countries and stuff. So that's also a good strategy and stuff. And he says that I want to continue people, to empower them, and to kind of change their lives. And I also have realized this, that my presence on the show has turned me into more of a personal brand and not a apparel brand. And interaction for John comes from any chance meeting and any interaction, which I strongly believe, because day before yesterday, as I had a meeting with some new people I'd not even known, and I didn't even know. I mean, while we were talking and we were brainstorming, there were new ideas which were coming up to me. They were not from my line of work. They were into accounts and stuff. But as we got talking, and I was like, yeah, I mean, you get new ideas when you talk to these people, and it's not just those 4 5 people who can give you those perspectives, or it's not just family which can help you and stuff. So bouncing off ideas, having interactions and stuff is a great idea. It doesn't have to always be high quality or highly intellectual people. It can be different people. An interaction in a tea shop, or a interaction in a retail outlet, an interaction with maybe a community head, or an interaction with, let's say, someone who's not even in similar work like yours, can give you new insights and kind of help you even know more about how the world works and stuff. And as you're growing in education and learning, that's the true and a remarkable sign of a successful person. Success doesn't just mean monies, you know. Success also means substance, acumen. What do you bring to the table? And of course, I mean, what are you going to earn money for? What are you going to be charging for? You're going to be charging for your acumen and your expertise, right? So that's the distinction. It's not just the money, it's the experience that you have, it's the quality that you bring on the table and stuff, and it's also a problem solving outlook, because people already have a lot of problems and stuff, so they don't want to see this, you know. People want to see solutions and stuff. We all know about persistent issues which are shown and thrown on us: adulteration, corruption, you know, pollution and climate and stuff like that. So let's give each other a breather and let's come back with solutions and stuff, because when you're a solutions person and people know that, you know, they kind of can look at you and they can open up with you and you can have synergies created, rather than just showing people that, yeah, the problem is this and the problem is that, you know. So it just doesn't work in a very positive manner. So avoid being a problems person and be more of a solution person. Try and follow international programs like Shark Tank International. And really, if you're following my video and you see that there's a lot of toxicity and negativity in these programs, which a lot of youngsters share with me under my gym or at workplaces and stuff, you can always switch off and tune into better programs which are giving you more of international and national exposure and experience. Because when you travel